Welcome into New Orleans Saints Now. I'm your host, Trace Gerard, and today's show we're going to be breaking down a preview for the Saints vs. Rams game. But before we get to that, let's get the vibes right. Let's get the good juju in New Orleans side, and let everyone go down in the comments and type B-L-A, B-L-A, B-L-A if you want the Saints to take down the Rams. What's poppin', Who Dat Nation? Like I said, it's your boy Trace Gerard, and in today's show, we're going to be previewing the Saints and Rams game for NFL Week 11. We're going to get into the injury report, which is very long, and we're going to get into my personal keys to victory. And it's a big game. It's a big game in New Orleans. It's a fun one. The Saints are going to be back at home in the Superdome. The Rams are coming in. It's going to be a wild game, and actually, believe it or not, the Saints are favorited, which is kind of incredible to think, considering the Saints are at 3-7, the Rams are sitting at 3-6. This was a game that a lot of people had circled on their calendar whenever they saw the schedule come out. I personally was extremely excited for this game, and I was so excited that me and my dad decided to go get tickets, and now there's no hype around it. We're going to get into that, but it's kind of a cool thing. I'm really looking forward to seeing the Saints rock the old throwback uniforms. First time they've gotten to wear them since 2016. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing them wear the old black and gold with the old fleur-de-lis on top. So, guys, go down in the comments really quick. Rate the throwback uniforms 1 to 100. I'm typing 105 because these things are fresh. I wish they'd wear them more, honestly. I really like them. Might have to go get me one of these in an Alvin Kamara or something. But go down, rate the jerseys. I really like them. Had to show you guys that they were rocking the old throwbacks. But now time for the injury report. So, guys, grab your popcorn, take a seat, and get comfortable. So, Josh Andrus, he was originally a limited participant, got elevated to a full participant today. Marcus Davenport, he did not participate today. He has actually been ruled out. Same with J.T. Gray, has been ruled out. James Hurst, also ruled out. Mark Ingram, ruled out. Cameron Jordan, ruled out. And this is an interesting one. Cam Jordan has actually never missed a game due to an injury. He missed his first game last season due to COVID, but he's missing his first game because of the eye injury. He said he got his eye poked during last week's game against he got poked in the eye last week and kind of threw off his vision and whatnot. So it's obviously hard to come back and see. It's hard to make tackles when you can't see, and tackling has been a big issue. So want to get that situated. Jarvis Landry, limited participant, hoping to see him. We will likely see him again this week. Marshon Lattimore did not participate. He likely will not be playing this season, like we've said before. Marcus Maye, limited participant. And then for the next three guys, Ryan Ramczyk, Malcolm Roach, and Peat Werner. Peat Werner was ruled out today, and so this is just part of the injury bug. You gotta love it. It's death, taxes, and Saints injuries. It feels like you just can't win anymore when it comes to injuries. But in terms of the Rams, their injury report's a little bit easier. They're Matthew Stafford, their starting quarterback, had a concussion. He's going to be a full participant. Looks like he is going to play. Backup quarterback John Wolford, also a limited participant. Center Brian Allen, a thumb and knee injury, did not participate. Linebacker Traven Howard has a hip issue. He did not participate. Ashawn Robinson has an illness. He also did not participate. And Greg Gaines with an elbow injury. He was a full participant. And in most notable news, Cooper Kupp will not be playing. He was actually placed on IR earlier this week after undergoing an ankle surgery. That is something, obviously, you hate to see injuries in the NFL, but you call it what it is. It's a break for the Saints. He's a dog. Cooper Kupp is a great wide receiver. Him and Matthew Stafford have a great connection, and obviously Matthew Stafford's been struggling this season, but Cooper Kupp being out makes Matthew Stafford's job a little bit harder, which makes the Saints' job that much easier. So I want to get you guys' gauge, and I want to hear what y'all have to say. Who you got in this week? Type NO for New Orleans Saints. Type LAR for the Los Angeles Rams. I'm personally actually going to be typing my NOs. I don't know what to expect. It's kind of a weird game. It's kind of an ugly one. But I would be pretty surprised if the Saints kind of gave it up, especially considering Cooper Kupp not being part of the offense. So go down, let me know what you guys think. And while you're down there, I want you guys to go check out our new sponsor, Established Titles. Today's Saints Now is sponsored by Established Titles, and Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It is a project based on a historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland, which we're flying over right now, and an official certificate with a crest. We plant a tree with every order and work with global charities One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially include the title Lord or Lady on your credit card / plane tickets, dating profiles, etc. And it makes a great last-minute gift for the first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to my plot within a few minutes of walking distance, depending on how many of you want to become a Lord or Lady. We can build our own little Saints Now, Who Dat Nation, Saints Now Kingdom in Edelston, Scotland. It makes a great last-minute gift, especially for any of you guys who are Game of Thrones, House of Dragons fans. Established Titles is actually running a massive early Black Friday sale right now with discounts up to 80% off. Plus, if you use code CHAT, you get an additional 10% off. So go to establishedtitles.com/chat, and if you use our code CHAT, you get an extra 10% off, and it is a great way to get a gift for your loved ones, your friends, or family. It's also a phenomenal way to support the channel and what we do here at Chat Sports. All right, guys, and so I hate to do this. I hate to bring up this photo because it still gives me PTSD. It still hurts me to look at, but this is the first game back at the Superdome since the no call for Saints versus Rams. And there is no hype going into this game. There is no excitement. There's no rah-rah. There's no energy around this game, and it's so frustrating. And I immediately point that to Dennis Allen because how do you take away the excitement and the hype of a game like this when implications that happened, or not implications, but things that happened years ago in the playoffs that screwed the Saints out of a Super Bowl? You would think that this would be a huge storyline that they'd be pushing, a huge thing that they're trying to push and get people out to get excited about, yet that's not happening. And it baffles me that this is where the Saints are at this point in the season with no hype. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I looked at this game and the Bengals game, and I was like, those are the two that I'm most looking forward to. And no hype. No hype. It's absolutely ridiculous. But some chat stats, it's kind of interesting. This is weird. The Saints lead the NFL in turnovers with 19. However, the Rams have 1 takeaway in the last 7 games and 0 in the last 3. So this is something that the Saints could exploit and could take advantage of, and a lot of it relies on Andy Dalton. A lot of that turns to Andy Dalton, who is responsible for 7 of those interceptions. Jameis Winston also has multiple interceptions, but Jameis Winston's been hurt. He hasn't been playing. Andy Dalton, he's been serving as your QB2. And I'm the first one to sit here and say, I like the move at bringing him at QB2. He's a great clipboard guy. He's a great guy to bring in and do nothing except for say, hey, I'm a veteran. Here's what I'm seeing. And what is he doing? He's playing every week, week in, week out. And it's crazy. Jameis Winston actually said that him not playing is hurting his soul. Like, Jameis Winston's one of the most fun personalities in football, and you're not going to have him out there if he's healthy, he's ready to go. But Andy Dalton, you got to have a better decision making. You got to be smart, because with the wide receiver depth chart as it is right now, you only have Chris Olave, Kevin White, Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, Jarvis Landry, and Rashid the Need Shaheed. Or the Need for Speed Shaheed, excuse me, I butchered the nickname. But it's one of those things that this wide receiver depth chart, when we came into the season, it was loaded. We had Michael Thomas ready to go. He was back from injury. He was going to be a dog, and it was going to be super fun and exciting. But this is what you have left. However, when you look at Mr. Reliable and Juwan Johnson, I think that that's another weapon that you should be looking out for and getting the ball to. And this season, 28 receptions, 302 yards, just under 11 yards per catch and 4 touchdowns. And let's not forget, a lot of those catches came in high-pressure moments and in big times when it was for a first down, when it was to extend drives, to get a first down, to make a third and long, a third and short, something like that. It makes sense. Get the ball to Mr. Reliable. I really like what Juwan Johnson has been able to do this season, and I want to continue to see more from him. And guys, if you want the offense to play well, go down and hit the thumbs up icon. Drop a like on this video. Don't be the jinx. Do not be the reason that the Saints offense plays like crap this week and completely just whiffs it and drops a goose egg. Don't be the reason. Hit the thumbs up icon. Don't jinx it. Just go drop a like. That's what we're doing here. It's science. Come on, don't argue it. All right, so now into some of my keys to victory. I swear I say this every single week, and I don't know why I have to keep saying it. Put the ball in your playmaker's hands. Give the ball to Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a good football player. He is not a quarterback, but he is a dang good football player. And the Saints win games when Taysom Hill is involved. Look at this. So these are the 3 wins the Saints have this season. Week 1 against the Falcons. 4 carries, 81 yards, and 1 touchdown. And let's not forget how beautiful that one long run that to get down into the red zone for Taysom Hill was. He got the first touchdown of the season. Taysom Hill's a dog. Come on, get him involved. What are you doing? Week 4 against the Seahawks, 9 carries, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. Are you kidding me? I don't know how after this performance you can keep going into week 8 against the Raiders and he has 10 carries for 61 yards. Yes, he got involved, but how are you going to continue to not give him the ball? How are you going to continue to not put the ball in Taysom Hill's hands when he continuously make plays? Even in the Raiders game, yes, he didn't score a touchdown. Yeah, he only got 61 yards off 10 carries, but when he's on the field, somebody has to be paying attention to him. Somebody has to spy on him, and somebody has to have a mark on Taysom Hill because he's a playmaker and because he's a weapon, and he's a lethal weapon whenever it comes to holding the ball. Give it to him. I don't know. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why are you making this so dang difficult? The second key to victory, the rush defense has to play well. The rush defense has been bad. It hasn't been good. I mean, even in the preseason, Dameon Pierce was tearing it up against the Saints rush defense in preseason week 1. And, at that time I was like, it's preseason, it's whatever. It's not going to be. But then here we are, a bunch of injuries later, and it's pretty much the same roster we have out there. And the Rams rush defense, or rush offense, is awful. In 546 plays this entire season, they have 191 carries, 613 yards, 3.2 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns. The Saints in 625 plays, 284 carries, 1,300 yards, 4.6 yards per carry, and 11 touchdowns. The Saints' rush defense has to do better. It has to take advantage of a weak Rams rushing offense, and you have to exploit that and make plays when they need to come down. You can't keep getting gashed on 3rd and longs. You can't keep getting gashed on 2nd and longs to make a 3rd and short or 3rd and manageable. Like it's you keep shooting yourself in the foot, which brings me to my next point. You have to stop beating yourselves. I mean, if it ain't penalties, it's injuries. If it ain't injuries, it's people making bad calls. And if it's bad calls, it's bad play calling. If it's bad play calling, it's I don't even know at this point. The Saints have 72 penalties for 600 yards this season. This isn't a joke. This is a real number. 600 yards is a joke. That is insane. Like I feel like you have to try that hard to do that. Like it's actually kind of impressive, if you ask me. Tied for 3rd most penalties this season. Come on, you're shooting yourself in the foot. You got to just go back to the basics. Go back to the football 101, to your fundamentals. Make your tackles. Cover your receiver. Make your assignments. Don't miss your blocks. Be on top of your players. Get everything out in control. Make sure you're doing what you need to do in order to proactively put your team in a position to win. Stop shooting yourselves in the foot and make something happen. And at the end of the day, you just got to win. You just got to find a way to win. You got to want it, and you got to make it happen. So, guys, before we get out of here, I want to get y'all score prediction. Let me know in the comments section. What do you guys think the score is going to be? I'm going to say probably Saints 24, Rams 17. I think it's going to be kind of a low-scoring game. Over-under set at 39. So, Saints are 3-point favorites. Let's see if it happens. I'm going to be in New Orleans this week, so if you guys are out there, hit me up on Twitter at TraceJard48. Link will be in the comments in the description of this video. I'll catch you guys later, Who Dat Nation. Y'all stay golden.